Will the Senate please come to order? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Ocasio?
Present.
Senator Baker?
Here.
Senator Chang?
Here.
Senator DeCoite?
Here.
Senator Dela Cruz?
Here.
Senator Favela?
Here.
Senator Gabbard?
Here.
Senator Ihara?
Present.
Senator Inoue?
Present.
Senator Kanuha? Senator Keith Agaran? Senator Keoho Kalole?
Ill.
Senator Kidani?
Aloha.
Senator Kim? Senator Lee? Senator Misalucha? Senator Moriwaki?
Present.
Senator Nishihara? Senator Rhodes?
Present.
Senator Riviere?
Present.
Senator San Buenaventura?
Excuse.
Senator Shimabukuro?
Excuse.
Senator Taniguchi?
Here.
Senator Wakai? Mr. President,
Present.
23 present, 2 excused.
Thank you. The chair has read the journal of the preceding day and approves the same. Are there any introductions this morning? If not, Madam Clerk.
On page 2, advise and consent.
If there are no objections from the members, we will be taking advise and consent on consent.
Standing Committee Report Number 1 on Judiciary Communication Number 1, Leslie N. Maloyan, Judicial Appointee to the District Family Court of the First Circuit for adoption.
Is there any discussion, Senator Rhodes?
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise in support of Judiciary Communication Number 1.
Please proceed.
Leslie Maloyan has devoted 18 years to the Office of the Public Defender in the Honolulu office. She's conducted over 70 criminal trials, including bench and jury trials. As a senior attorney, she conducts training sessions for other attorneys on legal writing, motions practice, and trial skills. Prior to her time at the Public Defender, she worked on the civil side for 2 years as an associate at a small firm representing clients in family court cases, including divorce, restraining orders, alimony, and child support and paternity. Before moving to Hawaii, Ms. Maloyan was a deputy public guardian in Chicago, where she handled daily bench trials, administrative hearings, and criminal proceedings, and an administrative hearings officer with Chicago's Department of Buildings. Ms. Maloyan graduated from Valparaiso University Ms. Maloyan graduated from Valparaiso University of Law in Indiana and was admitted to the Hawaii State Bar in 2002. She earned a bachelor's degree from City University of New York Bar College. The testimony submitted was overwhelmingly in support of Ms. Maloyan's appointment at the District Family Court. In particular, testifiers noted her dedication and legal acumen. After having reviewed the testimony and other materials submitted on this appointment and having examined the appointee in a hearing, your Judiciary Committee finds that Leslie N. Maloyan is well qualified to serve as a District Family Court Judge of the First Circuit and recommends that the Senate consent to the appointment.
Thank you. Any further discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent?
23 ayes.
Thank you. Leslie Ann Maloyan has been confirmed as judge for the District Family Court of the First Circuit. Senator Rhodes.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm pleased to introduce our new District Family Court Judge for Oahu, Judge Leslie Maloyan. Judge Maloyan would like to acknowledge the support of her husband and her children. Mahalo.
Thank you. Congratulations. If there are no objections from the members, we'll take a short recess. Will the Senate please come back into order, Madam Clerk?
Standing Committee Report Number 2 on Governor's Message Number 1, Daniel M. Gluck, Gubernatorial Appointee to the Intermediate Court of Appeals for adoption.
The recommendation of the Committee on Judiciary on Governor's Message Number 1 is that the Senate not consent to the appointment of Daniel M. Gluck to the Intermediate Court of Appeals. Members, pursuant to Senate Rule 37, the final question on appointments made by the governor must be stated in the affirmative. Therefore, the chair will first entertain a motion to file Standing Committee Report number 2. Then we will move on to the final vote on this matter. Senator Rhodes?
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to file Standing Committee Report number 2.
Senator Kaeho Kalole?
Mr. President, I second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Any objections? If not, the motion is carried. The clerk is directed to file Standing Committee Report number 2 and place the same in the journal. Members, as stated previously, pursuant to Rule 37, the final question on appointments made by the governor must be stated in the affirmative. Therefore, those casting an aye vote will be voting to consent, and those casting no votes will be voting to reject the appointment. The chair will now entertain a motion to consent to the appointment of Mr. Gluck. Senator Rhodes.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate consent to the appointment of Daniel M. Gluck to the Intermediate Court of Appeals.
Senator Kaeho Kalole.
I second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Senator Rhodes.
Thank you, Mr. President. As as all the members of this chamber are aware, Mr. Gluck has offered to withdraw his name as a nominee for the Intermediate Court of Appeals. The only reason we're going forward with the vote today is because the Constitution requires that the governor make his nomination before a certain time, and that time has already passed. And if he withdraws a nomination at this point, he will consider to have not done his constitutional duty. And the result would be that the governor, would not be able to make the second pick if Mr. Gluck is defeated on the floor today. So in light of his offer to defer and the sort of pro forma nature of this vote at this point, I would ask that my statement in support of his nomination just be entered into the record. Mahalo.
So noted. I would just add one additional comment to the great explanation by Senator Rhodes. When the governor fails to meet his requirement to place a name in, then withdrawal would result in the Judicial Selection Commission making that appointment, and the governor still would like to reserve the right that's afforded to him to make the next selection, and that's why we're voting on this nomination. Further discussion?
Mr. President,
Senator Kim.
I would like to insert some comments into the journal, if I may, please.
So ordered.
Thank you. And I just want to say that I wanted to just thank all the men and women who had the courage to testify on Tuesday's confirmation hearing. You know, we always encourage people to testify at these hearings if they have concerns, and normally they do not for fear of retaliation. Instead, they do it anonymously, but of course on Tuesday it was different. And I just want to say that in my 21 years here in the Senate, I've not witnessed the kind of passion and moving testimony of so many women and men in opposition of this judicial nominee. And so they did ignore the risks. They stuck their necks out, and we did hear them loud and clear. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Further discussion? Senator Kaeho Kalole.
Thank you, Mr. President. I also would like the journal to reflect an acknowledgement from the nominee that the concerns that were brought up by the members of the public and by the members of this body were significant and impactful to the communities in which we represent. And so for what it's worth, I do think that the journal should reflect his offer to withdraw. And as a result, I think what could have been perhaps further contentious dialogue on this matter will be cut short, and we can move forward with allowing the governor to proceed with another selection of a qualified individual to serve on the ICA. Thank you.
Thank you. Further discussion? Senator Lee.
Thank you. I'd just like to ask to insert comments, just reflecting that given we've voted in committee at this vote here today, given the candidate's withdrawal does not reflect the merits, but rather the circumstance. Thank you.
So ordered. Senator Morawaki.
I too would like to support and appreciate the candidates going through this very harrowing process. I have remarks that I'd like to put through in written remarks in the journal, please.
So ordered. Further discussion? Not before calling the vote. Senator Gabbard.
Yes, Mr. President, I would like some remarks that are entered into the journal in support of the.
So noted, or so ordered. Further discussion? I'm looking at the TV screen now. If no further discussion, I certainly would like.
Mr. President?
Yes, Senator Ihara?
Yes, I have remarks to insert into the journal, if that's okay.
So ordered.
In favor.
Anyone else? Not, I'd like to say to Daniel Gluck, thank you for the professional way in which he presented himself during the hearing. I'd like to thank the Judiciary Chair and the committee. This was a difficult task, but everybody did their job to the best of their ability, and there are challenges in the democratic process sometimes, but that is because we encourage people to speak their mind, and dissenting opinions are welcomed and not rejected. And I will say this has been a difficult process, but a vote needs to be taken. I'm going to ask if we have unanimous consent. If you are a yes vote, leave your hand down. That is indicating you support the consent. And if you are against the nomination, then you will raise your hand, and we'll have the no votes. Do we have unanimous consent? And register me as a no vote, Madam Clerk. On the TV screen, anybody casting a no vote, raise your hand. We have 3 no votes on the screen, 3 yes votes on the screen. Do we need to, on the screen, we have 3 yes votes, 3 no votes. On the floor, a no vote, Madam Clerk, for the President.
Six ayes, 17 noes.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Daniel M. Gluck fails to be confirmed. If there are no objections, we'll take a short Will the Senate please come back into order? Madam Clerk.
Members, we are moving to the supplemental order of the day. Introduction of measures, Senate Resolution Number 1, relating to the recess of the Senate of the 31st Legislature, second special session of 2021, for adoption.
Senator Decoy.
I move for the adoption of Senate Resolution Number 1.
Senator Favela.
I second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? For the purpose of those watching at home, had Dan Gluck been confirmed, we would have adjourned the second special session until we needed to come back perhaps in October for some additional judicial nominees. However, the governor now has the clock running to submit a new name. So we are unable to conclude this. The resolution simply states that, subject to the call of the president, we will reconvene once we get a new name and work with Senator Rose, the Judiciary Committee Chair, to get a schedule where the members are going to be available to interview, meet, have a committee meeting, and ultimately have a floor session for the confirmation. Any objections to the motion? If not, the motion is carried. Senate Resolution number 1 has been adopted. Madam Clerk,
We have no further business, Mr. President.
are there any announcements today? Not Senator Decoit.
Mr. President?
Senator Keoho Kalole.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is out of the sequence, but I'm requesting that I be allowed to also add comments into the journal related to the action taken on GM1.
Okay, I thought you had asked, but if not so ordered, we will insert the comments.
Thank you.
Further announcements? If not, Senator Decoit.
Pursuant to SR number 1, I move that the Senate stand adjourned until a date and time declared by the President of the Senate.
Senator Favela.
I second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded. If there are no objections from the members, the Senate will stand adjourned until a later date pursuant to Senate Resolution number 1.